Here's then stocks that are on the editor's radar. Today we'll be discussing two large cap names. Let's put the spotlight on UltraTech Cement as well as Infosys. Begin then by talking a little bit about UltraTech Cement, and it's in the news because it's been interesting with respect to the kind of volume growth that has surpassed what the industry estimates were at about 14% to come in at a healthy 20%. Strong volume growth, market share gains, that's what the indications are from these numbers.
See, UltraTech Cement is a market leader, and in a market leader, you have advantage of operating leverage. Now, the challenge for cement sector in last 1 year has been fuel prices, they went higher, coal prices, they went higher, monsoon has been here and there, and there was this entire confusion and chaos which happened in the market if you are an investor in the cement stock because of first the acquisition of Ambuja and Adani by acquisition of Ambuja and ACC by Adani, and then the sell-off which happened there. But independently, if you look at UltraTech, lower costs fundamentally will act as a huge operating leverage for the company going forward. The kind of quarterly updates which have come from there, they are clearly indicating that the quarter gone by was strong for them. While it is not far away from a consensus target, but the growth and I think the scope for the margin expansion for the quarter gone by, I think is going to be fairly decent. So I will not be surprised that this will remain the odd one out. We don't talk about it, like 20% higher for this year, and it's a nifty 50 stock. We don't talk about it. We'll talk about Reliance, we'll talk about Infosys, we'll talk about ACC, we'll talk about HDFC Bank, we'll talk about Maruti. But cement is so boring that we don't talk about it. But cement is important. And for cement, raw material prices are important because that gives an operating leverage. So demand is strong, operating leverage benefits. I will not be surprised that in the near term, post the earnings season, brokerages will be forced to upgrade their targets.
Okay, forced to upgrade, and the operating leverage benefit is huge when it comes to UltraTech Cement. Let's talk about the other big wig, and that is Infosys. The consensus target price is actually suggesting a 10% upside, and even if we map the kind of movement that we've seen on a month-on-month basis, Nikunj, it has been impressive with July looking strong.
Okay, now what is the July, historical data? It is that 8 out of 10 times markets have gone up in the month of July. Let's assume that markets, they go up in the month of July. Then what can drive it? It is not going to be banks because banks are already stretched. Reliance is looking slightly puffy-duffy, and Infosys has regained its mojo for the week gone by. If history is anything to gone by, this is one stock where the positioning is negative, nobody likes it, everybody wants to own it, and there's no participation. Are we in for some kind of a surprise? Well, not a strong comeback in the quarter gone by because once bitten, twice shy. Infosys would be very cautious in terms of the forward commentary. But I just look at the market positioning. The market positioning is such that markets at an all-time high, IT at a relative low. You cannot have this kind of a disparity. All IT has to do that it has to catch up. See where IT was in the month of April, markets were at a different level. IT has to go back and markets have gone higher. All I'm saying is that IT has to catch up with what the gap between the outperformance of the market and underperformance of IT is. So watch the space. I'm not saying that July could be a good month, but history tells us that July is a good month for markets, and history tells us that July has been a good month for Infosys also.
Yeah, by and large, that's what the data is indicating. So the catch-up play for Infi will be watched out for, Aisha.
Oh yeah, absolutely.